ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीम् भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। My namaskars to you all who are listening to this talk on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are in the 6th chapter, the Dhyana Yoga, the way of the meditation. So, before going into the text and this verse, some update about the ashrama, which I would like to give, that in last couple of weeks, many of our monastics were contracted positive for this coronavirus, and some of them had to even go for hospital, their COVID centers. They were admitted there, and because of they had other health complications like heart, etc. And but they have, the news is, the update is, they have all come back. They have, most of them have, all of them have resumed their duties. Some are recuperating, especially our Adhyaksha Maharaj, Swami Satyadevananda Swamiji. He had this tendency, or his he has this what you say, physically he is attuned, more prone to this pneumonia kind of infection. So when he contracted, he was also contracted positive, but he stayed here. He didn't go to any hospital. He was quarantined in his room, but it affected him a lot. So just couple of days back, he has resumed his attending office and all that. So he is also slowly now improving. They have this general this weakness due to this COVID. Many people do not suffer a lot, or does not affect their health, but to some people it affects them, especially if any person have this previous or condition of their body which are prone to, which are mm, uh, they are more prone to such asthmatic or pneumonic kind of infection or sufferings. So that is the update. So these people are slowly coming back. They have joined their respective offices. Many of our staff also, they had quarantined, they had got contacted positive. So, and on the top of that, we were in the midst of a lot of work. So and we had to but by the grace of God, everything went on well. After now Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, it is Tithi Puja of Swami Vivekananda, and it will be celebrated with this uh, prohibition, so to say, uh, of direct or personal participation in the program that is in the place, yeah, in line with the guidelines issued by municipal corporation. Though the good news is the number of cases, they are decreasing very very well. So yesterday there were 50, almost 50,000 tests were done, and there were only 3,500 new positive cases. So overall it shows that 7% positivity rate. So that is which has climbed to almost 20% at one point of time in this third wave. So everything that is going down. So these are all good signs, and we hope everything come back to normalcy very soon. So hopefully, if not now, Swamiji's Tithi Puja is taking like that. So hopefully, Swamiji, Sri Ramakrishna's Tithi Puja, we will be able to celebrate the function in full normalcy. That's what I hope. That's what I expect. So rest lays in the hand of the mother. She knows well, and as she dispenses, so we are all subjected to. So saying this, coming back to the text of our hand, uh, so this is Dhyana Yoga, and one thing with respect to Dhyana Yoga, it comes to my mind. So if you might have heard this name, he was Vietnamese Buddhist monk. He was exiled from Vietnam and for his views, and he was staying in France for more than 50 years. His name was Thich Nhat Hanh. So, and one of the most, we can say in the recent times, most influential Buddhist monk, not because of any other reason, but the wealth of insight he brought into this domain of meditation, the way of Buddhist practice, spiritual practice, what Thich Nhat Hanh is to call as mindfulness, and his most, what you say, celebrated book, The Miracle of Mindfulness. So even Swamis of Ramakrishna Mutt, like Swami Yatishwaranji, Swami Bhajanananji, Swami Bhajananji, etc. So they had very well appreciated his work, and recommended for sadhus and devotees of Ramakrishna Mutt and mission to read and to understand that philosophy also, and to help ourselves in our own spiritual life. So he, Thich Nhat Hanh, he passed away a couple of days back. So that is another one thing with respect to this now the practice of meditation. In the last class we saw this one verse, Shanai Shanaihi Uparamet Buddhya, with the help of Buddhi. Buddhya, that is in the third case, Buddhya, with the help of Buddhi. Dhruti Gruhitaya, that grasping it with the help of Dhruti. And Atma Sanstham Manah Krutva Na Kinchit Api Chintayet, that slowly you have to withdraw your mind, Uparamet, that which is enjoying, it is engrossed somewhere else, and to make it relieve, come out of that engrossment, of that enchantment, come back from there. Uparamet, Ramet, which is enjoying, which is engrossed, which is enchanted under that spell, have become one with it, and to bring it back, Uparamet, that is the reverse process of that, Ramet, Uparamet. And this is in the this verb is in the form of that this should be done, Ramet, this should be done like that, Uparamet. So mind should be withdrawn, this process should be reversed, Uparamet, with the help of Buddhi. Buddhi will give that idea clearly what is true, regardless of whether you like it or not, whether you cherish it or not. Buddhi will remind you exactly what is the ideal, what is the correct way, what should be done. That Buddhi will remind. And only and in our general life or our experiences of controlling our mind or dealing with our urges, this will be our constant experience. You will realize this. What? That only just dry ideas, dry suggestions, when your mind is overwhelmed with emotions, a particular kind of emotions, when your mind is gripped, your mind is gripped by that, is in the clutches of a particular kind of urges, that kind of emotion. Suppose a grief can be emotion, a greed can be emotion, that you are already, infatuation can be such kind of a state that you have already liked something, you have already drawn a conclusion, and you have already made up your mind, you are already angry, and you are already taken over by that, and you do not want to hear any other argument. No facts actually dent, or if many a case this fact cannot cleave its way into this storm of emotion which is created, and you reside within it, and it does not reach you. No such facts, no such which has no so this idea, this principle, this facts or arguments based on that, which does not have emotional impetus, any pressure or any weight behind those arguments. They does not touches you, rather they irritates you, wakes you, and you simply side them off, side them away. So Buddhya, you try to Uparamet. So this is something more than which this third idea, that Dhruti, that is Dharana. Buddh is to know. Dhruti is to something more deeper than that. It is like digesting it. So, in the case of dharana, you do not have to rehearse the argument why this is right. You simply know. It becomes the part and parcel of your conscience, of your consciousness, of your general awareness. That this is what you do not. If something you see a live wire, you do not remind that yourself this suppose this open wire. So whether it might be carrying a current, if you touch it and it will give you a shock, or it can be somewhat bigger accident or tragedy. You do not go through this argument. You simply know at the back of hand. So if that wire is open, it could be dangerous, and so if somebody is approaching it, you immediately thought that attempt or do an effort to stop that person from doing it. If you see the fire, you immediately know its potential to cause harm, to cause burn, etc. To immediately try to arrest it, etc., etc. You do not go through this lengthy argument. When sometime a child has to be trained, child has to be explained, you do not go. You have made a good dharana of it. You have internalized it. That is dharana. The faculty which does that is called as dhruti. Dhruti causes dharana. Knowing this is the function of that faculty which is known as buddhi, intelligence. Dharana, that is something more, that is assimilation of that knowledge. Dhruti Grutya, and with the help of this dharana, that mind is withhold. That you bring back that mind which is engrossed into the material. You bring back that uparamet with the help of buddhi, and you withhold with the help of dharana. You assimilate that and place that mind in the pursuit of that consciousness, atma sanstham manakrutva, in the pursuit of the spirit, and then think no more, na kinchid api chintayet. And continuing this idea that this is actually the crux of meditation. This is what crux of meditation is. Verse number 24, verse number 25, and we will continue into verse number 26. These are the three verses which tells what meditation is. This is what meditation is. That you give up your desire, as told in the verse number 24, sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan asheshatah manasa eva indriya gramam viniyamya samantatah. That, and you, as you understand that giving up desires, training and disciplining the senses, this is not something you just do when you sit on your seat of meditation. It is not just it is a practice. It is you are doing every other time, and especially at that time you analyze that. At the time of meditation, you analyze that. So many times I used to say that to our devotees or friends who used to discuss this matter. I say, see, we call these things which we do, we sit in the evening and morning and some other time according to one's convenience, who have made a routine of it. We call these things as practice. Right? We call these things as practice. So try to understand one thing. When sometime a significance of some term, we sometime overlook or do not grasp it as such. When it is hold or when it is made to understand with contrast to something else, then it helps us to understand it better. Many times this method is very useful. So try to understand now practice with contrast to performance. Suppose an artist who has to perform on the stage. Suppose he or she has to play a music instrument or dance or sing or something like that. Okay, he has to give an performance of suppose 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour. Suppose for 1 hour, and how many hours she must practice for that? They practice lots and lots and lots of hours. First there is a regular training approach to the master, and they go to that regular schooling, and even for that particular instance these people rehearse a lot. That is practice. Now we understand for a 20-minute performance, how much practice, how many hours of practice they put. Now we understand there is something performance for which there is something called practice. So practice is like 90% and there is a 10% of performance, isn't it? Now when we say this practice, spiritual practice, so where lies the performance? Where is the performance? So ours is 1 or 2 hours of practice and 22 hours of performance. So do you understand this anomaly, how dangerous anomaly, that you are practicing 2 hours and performing 22 hours. This is practice. Now you understand how serious this business is. How serious this business is. That because mind never stops, it never rests. That meaning that all your otherwise time which is spent otherwise, it must be looked through the lens of this practice. The way you are conducting yourself, the way you are carrying yourself, the way you are experiencing the world, interacting the world, the way you are responding to the world, all this matters. If trouble arises, if you do not see anything appropriate and do not think it is in terms with your ideal or the objectives you want to attain, do not fit in that scheme, it does not go well with you, you are not comfortable with it, that you must pay attention to it, then you must think of the way how to integrate it in the total scheme of the things, so that your performance, it also contributes to your practice, it improves your practice, and your practice properly supplements to your performance otherwise. So you should not deliberately then, that's why the spiritual life, Sister Nivedita put it very nicely in introduction to Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, that they came to bridge this gap or to obliterate, to remove this gap between secular and spiritual, that mundane and spiritual. Something there is called Vyavaharik and Adhyatmik. There is nothing like that which falls out of this arena of Adhyatmik. Point is that spiritual practice in general, developing the meditative mind, is not something, any course, any book reading, any 3 months discipline, etc., etc. It will be always a short booster or a focused effort. That's it. A focused effort. That's what we can say. But it's a process that person has to discover. That's what training of the mind and disciplining of the senses. Viniyamya samantatah. Manasa evam indriya gramam viniyamya samantatah. This is the meaning. That you have to develop that approach. It is life transforming. It is life changing. That person has to take that decision. He has to bring that awareness and consciousness to think he has to live his life 22 hours of the day, keeping in the mind how it will help him, or at least does not upset his efforts in those 1 hours. Initially people has to do lot of effort. Unless he tastes the joy of it and really sacrifice, what sacrifice he has to make in this day-to-day life. Many things he or she might like to do, and he might have to slowly part the way with it. It will be easier for him or her when there are better compensations are made in those spiritual world, then it will be easier for the person who is practicing, who is aspiring to progress in the path of the meditation. And sometime we have to pay first, especially in spiritual life. It is always like that. You have to give price first, that is, you have to sacrifice first, and then only in time you reap the benefits of it. So it is only in the special cases of, as Sri Ramakrishna used to put it, there are the special cases of people. They are not ordinary human beings. They are not the Jiva Koti. Sri Ramakrishna used to call them Ishwar Koti. For such people, there is first fruit and then there is flower. So they have the vision and the spiritual experiences first, and then later they practice to come to terms with it. So those people are different. For all other people, there is a practice, and slowly, grain by grain, a little by little, gradually they progress, gradually this transformation comes, gradually this attitude and this character is built within that person to live such a life. So this is why I put it across. This is the meaning of meditation. This is the meaning of spiritual life. It is building this spiritual character. Many times people approach here to our office, and many times I have to face this question. आप कोई ध्यान की क्लास वगैरह लेते हैं क्या? यहाँ पे मेडिटेशन की क्लासेस होती है क्या? Etc. etc. They somehow they read something. Someone they are very excited. They feel like that. They have some sanskaras definitely. Without that, they would not have failed to come here and ask this question. That is, this is all thing. But as you know, miss, all the devotees of Ramakrishna Math and this tradition, that at our place we do not have any meditation classes in general. Do you see that? We does not see from the time of Sri Ramakrishna. We do not see that he is teaching spiritual practices in mass, in a class, for a group. He is not teaching like that. Even he is separating from these innermost disciples from the other disciples. Even these disciples, he is choosing one person separately. He is asking to team up with another person who is of like Sharat Maharaj. He asked him to meet Swami Vivekananda, or this person, some other person to meet some other person, like that. So, and to every individual, that individual importance and attention and focus is given, and that person is accorded that kind of guidance to develop his self. Sri Ramakrishna chastises Swami Vivekananda. He admonishes him that what he have done, that he should not have tried such a thing, as when he passed that spiritual power into the being of Swami Abhedananda, Kali Maharaj, at the Kali, then in the night of Shivratri. So this is how Sri Ramakrishna is very particular with his devotees. Suppose even innermost devotees and in the other devotees also. So they know their strength. They start. It is better to start from strength, but slowly try to overcome the weaknesses. Do not let remain its liability. Do not pamper your weaknesses, that you do not like it. You do not you have to attend to it. You do not look towards it. That is not the attitude of Sri Ramakrishna. He may start with the strength. You like it, start from there. All right. But you must face what even you do not like. You must master it. You cannot remain it unattended, or all the time you cannot make it a policy to circumvent it. So, the idea of meditation, therefore, so the words of these people, the guidance of these people, that is there. That is more than enough for a person. And a person has to build, he has to discover this meditation, he has to find that flow within himself or herself. So that is the idea of meditation, that is the idea of spiritual life, spiritual practice. that one has to put its effort, consistently pursue it and get the taste of it. So this is the thing. So you prepare your mind, you develop that character, and when you approach for meditation, you slowly, you every day, whenever there is a time of meditation, your mind might be whole day, you have been doing all sorts of things. Now you might be tired, you might be vexed, you might be angry, you might be excited, you might be frustrated, you might be disappointed. The world is like that, and you are supposed to able to do meditation in spite of this. This is the primary premise. It is not like that you are in a good mood and then you are supposed to meditate. That is not the idea. You must start with it, but eventually you must look in this direction, that despite these various conditions, and there is most a great dangerous, apart from state of mind, apart from all this, is the state, what you say, there is no such reason to avoid meditation, and you still do not feel like meditation. You are not angry, you are not upset, you are not dejected, disappointed, you are not vexed, you are not irritated. There is no such negative reason you can say. You are not tired. You have not done, so to say, anything other than sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, suppose, or just chatting with the friend, or whatever. You have not, so to say, done anything throughout the day. But at the time of meditation, you do not feel like going into meditation. You feel your mind is slothful, heavy, and you do not feel any way inspiration. You do not get any inspiration to sit for meditation and do meditation. Now remember, this the path of meditation, the science of meditation, the yoga of meditation does not give much importance to this both two things. One is arguments upon which most of the initial jnana yogins, they are inclined to, or they start their life with, or start their path with. Because arguments are very initially the questions, they are part of the jidnyasa. That's why Brahma Sutra, you start with athato Brahma jidnyasa. The spiritual life, its beginning, its crux, there lies in the question and questioning the status quo. And that's why the argumentation, logic forming. So the buddhi dominated, intelligence dominated character and approach. That is jnana yoga. Yoga does not give much importance to this. Second, it does not give much importance to what you say, emotions. This is the second most dominated the path, the approach, which what we call as bhakti yoga, which starts with initially with this kind of approach, emotion dominated, which invokes your appeals, your sense of beauty, sense of aesthetics, sense of compassion, sense of love, sense of different kinds of extraordinary performances of individuals, relations of this world, and it takes up your mind in lofty heights. It appeals. It is like a drug in itself. It inebriates. Emotions are so powerful. So powerful. Yoga, this is the basis, or initially both these arguments and emotion, they form the mainstay, or the stuff with which these things are built or these things are started. They are initial fuels while going into this journey, but initial only. That's what I say. Because ultimately, when any path you go, they all are going to merge. They are going to take you only. Their only name will remain, forms will remain, but they will all transform into one or the other. Means the same thing. Whether you go by Jnana path or Bhakti path or Yoga path or Karma path. So yoga does not take any of this side. Meditation does not entertain any arguments or emotions. Remember this. This is very important to understand if we want to develop meditation. Meditation does not bank on both of these things. It might take help much less than this logic and argumentation take help in developing the path of the jnana, on the path of jnana, or emotions, how much they are used while developing or progressing on in the path of the bhakti. Meditation take very little, and even though it does not have any much use of it, it is a discipline. It is a training, like training of the muscles. It is training of the mind. Just by training of the mind, you can attain what the Jnana Yogi wants to attain, what Bhakti Yogi wants to attain, both these things. Raj Yogi also wants to reach the same place. So this point has to be remembered very clearly. Meditation does not involve arguments or emotions. Our objective is to free our meditation of these contents. These are the impurities. At that level, you use them as much as it is necessary to propel your meditation. All right, you take help of anything. You can do any ritual, you can do any karma, you can do anything. You can worship any god, you can worship any such or bring in any thought. These all ideas are encouraged. So that is all right. But ultimately, when you have to develop meditation, our objective is to free our mind of these both dependencies, arguments and emotions. Now, so this is the thing, and this is how, with the help of your buddhi, you bring back your mind and withhold with this faculty of assimilation that is called dharana dhruti, and establishing your mind within yourself only. Now you think no more. You do not let your mind to form any other vritti, to create any other wave. That is up to 25th verse. Now in the 26th verse, this is the continuation of the same practice. So what is saying? Yato nischarati, yata nischarati, nischarati, manaha chanchalam asthiram. This is the adjective of the mind, that mind is chanchal. Know that it is its faculty, that it is chanchala and it is asthira. So it will not remain sthir, steady at one place. It is always chalata. Chala means it is always moving. So chanchala, that is restless, that it is moving continuously in a reflux. It will not stay at one point. So both this thing means the same thing, so to say, chanchala and asthira. To reiterate that, to emphasize this idea all the more, that mind, know that it will not, by its own nature, it is not going to cooperate into your idea of disciplining or training the mind. Remember that. So do not be surprised. Your mind feels suffocated, it rebels, it resists, it creates havoc. That is what is going to happen. That is going to be uncomfortable situation. We prepare in your mind that you will have to face this. You will have to stand still. You will have to inspire your mind, convince your mind to cooperate with you. That is the idea. Chanchalam asthiram. So, yata yata means from wherever. Now, charati is going away. Charati is moving away. Okay. Nischarati also has been interpreted as with the same meaning, with same connotation. Nischarati. So it is like means yatah in the word. This actually is means from whatever, means yasmat, from something. Okay, so this is also from yata is like from something. So from something is what? From wherever you want to concentrate your mind, focus your mind, you want your mind to be steady into something, narrow down on something, and does not, you want it, that focus, that flow to be interpreted by any other way, by any other thought, crossing it or going this flow of mind in any other direction. When this wandering comes, yata yata nischarati, your mind has to be focused in one direction. It is nischarati. This nischarati, it is like not, it is just casual stepping away. It is like deliberate. Like nif or nirdhara, nischayana charati. So it is like means you are asking, if you want to say, suppose you want your child not to do something, then never tell him not to do that, because as soon as you tell him not to do that, he has already made his resolve to do exactly that. That this is nischarati. Means this is a very wrong idea, means the very wrong way to inspire your child not to do something, just by telling him or her not to do that. As soon as you tell that, your mind, that child, it makes a resolve to do exactly that. Nischayana charati. So, giving negative idea, it is very dangerous to mind. Giving negative idea, very dangerous. It simply laps it up. Even though it is in the negative form, it always thinks that it is something doable and should be done. Not to do something. So that's why it does not help when stopping, prohibiting your mind not to do that. It is negative contemplation. So in our Puranas and Itihasas, they are very wonderful teachers. Somebody must explain them, and a student also should learn appropriately from it. You can very well draw a wrong conclusion, but they does not have such intention. They were not meant to be understood in that way. They have very great ideas. They were meant for the ordinary people, even for the great people, just to enjoy it. So there is something called Vairi Bhava Sadhanam. So Sri Ramakrishna, or Shatru Bhava Sadhanam. So Sri Ramakrishna in his life, we see that he is practicing sadhana in various ways. Swami Sardananji Maharaj, his disciple, he explained that Vaishnava and Tantra Sadhana, Tantra Sadhan, how that love of God, devotion to God is practiced through various kinds of relationship. Shanta Bhava, Dasya Bhava, Then there is what you call Vatsalya Bhava. That Vatsalya Bhava is like for the example of like Mother Yashoda, which she had on Sri Krishna, that child, that God is my child, with such kind of that kind of love, that essence of that kind of love, how it is bestowed, like what you say, that kind of you know, that kind of expression we see that like Surdas or many people in India, they are worshipper of Balagopal, Balagopal or Bala Ramachandra, Ram Lala. So Ram is that child, that God is of that child of that 1 year or 2 year or 3 year according to his idea, or 4 year, that child. So these things are really, they are meant for the very pure heart and very developed spiritual conscience. They are not for the crude people. They are not for the crude people whose minds are just invested into the senses and sensory pleasures and sufferings. They are not meant for them. Because this terminology is of the ordinary world, but the ideas are not of this ordinary world. So be very careful while trading with that. So Vatsalya Bhava. Then there is a Madhur Bhava also, thinking God as husband, like the gopis of Vrindavan are thinking. Like how they are Dasya Bhava, like of Hanuman towards Sri Rama. Shanta Bhava, like of that Rishi Muni. Sri Ramakrishna himself, he adds that Matru Bhava, that God is of the nature of mother, thinking her as a mother, practicing that. So there are no explanations of that who will miss there are not much they are built in this format. So Sri Ramakrishna was the first person. The God as a mother, who are the mother's children? So maybe Miss Ganesha or Karthik or etc. But there is not much built on this format. So Sri Ramakrishna introduces that. There is a Veera Bhava also in Shakta Tantra, that goddess itself is as his wife or husband. Like Madhur Bhava, exactly the opposite. So these are for very developed mind, very, very developed mind. So what they are aiming at through this thing, it is not relation. It is not a relation. It is not trying to miss they just take the help of that structure. It is, after all, that sipping that nectar of immortality, it is that enjoying that Brahman again. Because you all the time you cannot remain in the state of formless consciousness. So in this state, these are cultivated. So that's why I said, even for the developed minds also. So they come and they remain at this stage. So these different kinds of relation or relation to God, and this sadhana, it could be practiced. The siddhas, they have are been recorded as they remain in these stages. There is another bhava which is not discussed, that Shatru bhava sadhan. Like Ravana and Kamsa, they hated God so much that they attained all the time thinking negatively about them. They had been all the time contemplating about Sri Krishna. That Ravana has been contemplating about Rama. So they attained that consciousness, that Rama consciousness or Krishna consciousness. They attained liberation. They got. So that is the idea, is that even negatively thinking of something, you are actually building upon that. So do not do that. This does not help. Sri Ramakrishna puts it in a very nice way. If you are traveling towards Kashi, that is Varanasi, Kolkata is automatically left back. So Varanasi is the Dham of Shiva, the seat of the yogis, where the kshetra for very many yogis and tapasvis they are practicing in the pursuit of this transcendence, transcending this materiality, attaining to spirituality. And Kolkata is a seat of power play, of politics, of enjoyment and everything. So these two are symbolic. So if you are slowly progressing towards spirituality, materialism will be automatically left back. This is the way to approach. No, I do not, I hate Kolkata. You will remain stuck in that Kolkata, or symbolically the idea of materialism. What you want to avoid, if you are continuously in a negative way building upon that, that is not the way. In another context, Swami Vivekananda put it very nicely, this idea, and since I read it first time, it touched my heart and remained ached in my heart forever. Swami Vivekananda said this. In the East and West, or probably with the modern India, one of the two, because both are long essays. With respect to this later Buddhistic movement, not about the Buddha. No. So he says that in context of that no movement, a thought movement, can ever survive only on negativity. This is such a principle. If anybody is simply campaigning on this idea because and the whole content of it is, if like this, that this person is negative, this person is bad, this person is wrong, this is bad, everything. You are not talking about what is right, what is the way to right, how to approach, how to achieve it. If this is not your content and you simply are banking on the showing negativity all around, this is going to be doomed. This is not right. This is not going to survive. Whether it is genuine, whether it is crafted, whether it is manipulated, regardless of that, simply negativity cannot be a fuel for any long-term or sustainable achievement. That is the idea. Wherever you see this character in a person, in approach, in methodology, know that it is destructive. It is not going to create any value ever. Negativity is a part of reality. It is possible. You consider it. But you must have solid, positive, constructive goal, constructive approach, constructive methodology. How to salvage the situation, how to turn the minus, the liabilities into positive, into pluses. That should be the approach, that should be the ideology, that should be the character of any movement, of any group, any company, whosoever want to progress. Only deriding others, ridiculing others, criticizing others, this is not the way. This is what Swamiji preaches many times in a different, if you cannot help others, stand with your hands folded but do not criticize. Never ever criticism has created a great character. Swamiji says that. Sri Ramakrishna put it in a very simple way. In this, as you are progressing towards Varanasi, so is Kolkata left back. As you are travelling towards east, west is automatically left back. Very simple way, put that idea. Swamiji put it, elaborated it and gave them a context. How great this idea is, this principle is, how important it is for the sake of survival of a civilization, of a race, of a nation. If that is to be built, how fundamental these ideas are. Though simply put, how not to approach a thing. So similarly here in this case, how not to approach our mind, how it has to be built on positive goal, positive approach, and positively it must be oriented, it must be pushed in that direction, all efforts must be pushed in that direction. I say many times in spiritual life, in the practice of spiritual struggle, as long as you are fighting, there is no chance of winning. Do you understand how great this idea is? As long as you are fighting, there is no chance of winning. You win when there is no fight. That is the secret. You fight, you are engaged, you are trapped to that field. You do not move from there. You give, your enemies are created from you. You are the proof of their reality. They rise from you. You are the veracity of it. Unless you denounce them and leave them and able to ignore them and rise on the upper plane, they draw their all energy and power from you. You fight, you prove them they are right. You bestow that power upon them. So as long as you are fighting, there is no chance of winning. Leave the fight, the enemy dies. Refuse to fight, and enemy has no reason to exist. These enemies are your internal faculties. That is the thing. That's why in the context of spiritual life. So this is the idea. So how mind is to be disciplined, how it is to be slowly brought up, how it is to be inspired and convinced and made into your strength rather than a liability. It cannot be that you are fighting with the mind and you can win this battle. No. Mind must fight for you. Mind must become your asset. Mind must become your strength. That mind only will pave the way to transcend it and attain into transcendence. That is what the meditation is about. So yata yata nischarati manah chanchalam asthiram tatah tatah niyamyaitat. Niyamya, discipline, etat, this mind. Atmani eva, in the mind, in yourself itself. Vasham nayet. So nayet means take away. So take away your mind into the control. Vasham nayet. Vasham anaya, it didn't sit is that. Vasham anaya, that bring your mind into control. No, take your mind into control. This is the language has been used. So what does it reflects or what it implies, what it conveys to us? We will take this up in a next class. So till then, we take break here. We will see this verse again. Next class, yes. So next Sunday, there will be class. Okay, probably since which Friday Swamiji will again start taking class, we will announce, because these few weeks he was not able to take class due to his health was impaired. So when he will resume his class, we will announce beforehand. So so that you can attend to his talk on Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamrut. Till then, may God bless you all. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. फ्राइडे ठीक है.